Hi friends. Today we're going to use the area model to solve a division of decimals problem. We're going to need to think about what we know about area first. We're also going to be needing to use division of decimals and multiplication of decimals to solve this. So let's think about what we know about area first. We know that the formula for area is length times width. And so we're going to need to keep that in mind as we solve for our area. Okay, let's take a look at our values within the area model. I know that I've got my factor here of 8 and my factor of 10 that they have pulled down. And I know also that I've got my 10 factor and my 8 factor, so those are already filled in. The next thing I need to think about is finding those missing factors. So I'm going to look here at the missing part first, and I know that something times 8 needs to give me 32. And that same factor times 10 needs to give me 40. Well, I know that 4 times 10 is 40, and 4 times 8 is 32. So that means the length of this rectangle is 4. Or width, I guess, depends which side you're looking at. I guess we'll call that our width. Across the bottom, I know that I've got something times 10 that needs to equal 6, and I know that something times 8 needs to equal 4 and 8/10. So let's think about this without the decimal. Something times 8 equals 48. Let's pretend that's 48. Well, I know that 6 times 8 equals 48, and I know that there's one place after the decimal, so my factor also has to have one place after the decimal, so that gives me 6/10. So 6/10 times 8 equals 4 and 8/10. Okay, I also know that this is going to be the same factor, 6/10 times 10 equals 6. And over here, that must mean that this side is going to be 6/10. Having some difficulty with my pen. Okay, next we need to take a look at filling in what we know now that I've got my puzzle solved. So I know that my length across the top is 10 and 8. My length is 18. 10 and 8 is 18. 10 plus 8. My width is going to be found on the side here. So my width is 4 and 6/10. And then I also need to find the unknown value for our area. The area is the inside of everything that we've got. So we're going to go ahead and take our 40, our 32, our 6, and our 4 and 8/10 and add those up. So 40 and 32 gives me 72. Then I've got the 6. That gives me 78. And then 78 plus 4 and 8/10. Don't forget your ghost zeros. 8 plus 4 is 12. And I come up with a total area, the whole inside, all of those rectangles together, is 82 and 8/10. So now I need to go back up to my formula, area equals length times width. I need to turn this into a division problem. So I've got each of those values, and I'm going to be starting with the area first. Because the area is equal to the length times width, I know that I can work backwards to solve this. If I have the area, I know the area, I can divide by the length, and it will give me the width. And I also know that if I've got the area, I can divide by the width, and it will give me the length. So we're working on having decimals in our quotient. Let me erase this so we can have a little bit more space. And so since we know that we're working with decimals in our quotient, we need a quotient that has a decimal, and I've only got 2 of those. Having some difficulty with my eraser. All right, almost there. Okay, so because we need decimal quotient, I'm going to be keeping that in mind. So my quotient is going to be 4 and 6/10. My area, which goes on the inside of our house, that's going to be our dividend, 82 and 8/10, and my divisor, 18 from the length. So if I were to solve 82 and 8/10 divided by 18, my quotient would be 4 and 6/10. I hope this helps. We'll see you tomorrow.